The real big takeaway from Mueller's investigation is simple. There was no conspiracy to collude with Russia by Trump and his campaign. They were sometimes naive and unwitting and tools for Russia's attempt to interfere in the campaign. But the really serious thing that occurred was that the president consistently tried to stymie and shutter and thwart a criminal investigation of him and his campaign. The really amazing battle that has unfolded is that Special Counsel Mueller and his team found what they viewed as strong and compelling evidence that the president had obstructed justice. Not in every incident that they examined, but in several of them they saw clearly evidence, overwhelming, of the president's intent to interfere with our criminal justice system. The details are riveting. One of them is when the president is screaming at his White House counsel. He's furious when McGahn tells him that there's a policy that a president shouldn't interfere in a Justice Department matter. And the president spits back, "Are you crazy? You think Jack didn't ask Bobby about investigations? You think Eric Holder didn't hear from Obama telling him what to investigate?" Another important moment that Bob Mueller finds very worrisome in terms of evidence of obstruction and the president's intent is when he's dropping hints in a very public way about the possibility that his former campaign chairman could get a pardon. So it's like this weird telegraphing to a witness in a criminal investigation: don't cooperate with those guys, I have something for you. And that's a huge no-no. And if the president wasn't a sitting president, many experts say he would have been arrested and charged. Mueller is taking a very conservative and, in his view, appropriate approach to this assignment. He is following Justice Department policy that bars him from prosecuting and thereby accusing a president of a crime. And he has said, in a very indirect way in his report, basically in tiny footnotes, that this is Congress's responsibility, not his. He has the information, he's giving you his investigative findings. Now it's Congress's job to sort through and decide, do you think this needs to be addressed or fixed? And the Attorney General decided that he would make a conclusion about whether or not that evidence was sufficient, and concluded that it was not sufficient and that there was no obstruction.
The Deputy Attorney General and I concluded that the evidence developed by the special counsel is not sufficient to establish that the president committed an obstruction of justice offense.
An enduring mystery in this is we don't know why the Attorney General concluded that the evidence wasn't sufficient to accuse the president of criminal conduct. Did he decide it's not sufficient because it's not very strong? Or did he decide because he thinks the president is above the law? Mueller's investigation paints a portrait of a president who abused the levers of power at his fingertips to get what he wanted and derail an investigation that he viewed as inappropriate, dangerous politically, and potentially dangerous legally to some of the people around him. The question now is, does this conduct worry the American people so much that they are going to be demanding that Congress do something about it?